A paradigm shift has occurred in higher education, causing universities to revolutionize their approach toward teaching and learning. Today, faculty and students must engage in learning spaces that better resemble the interconnected world they strive to innovate in the future.
Developing active learning classrooms is critical in maintaining and refining academic excellence at Florida A&M University. These classrooms are a great resource for our graduates to become globally competitive and career-ready in our workforce today.
The active learning classrooms at Florida A&M University are unique spaces around campus designed to promote student-centered learning and higher-order thinking skills in a collaborative, technology-rich environment.
We usually break out into groups for some portion of the classroom, maybe at least 20 to 30 minutes, and there'll be some questions for us to answer, or we'll start a discussion, and it seems like we use teamwork to solve each other's problems and questions as opposed to running to the teacher for everything.
So we come in and we usually have a very active type learning system where we will get each group will get a different question, and we would work on them as a group, and then we would put them up on the whiteboards, and then we would go around to other groups and learn what they did.
Well, I like the way it's collaborative. Most of the work we do in groups, as David said. We use cool tools like Google Docs on the iMacs, so we get to answer each other's questions during class versus going home, getting stuck on a problem, and you pull your hair out, you never figure it out. So you get to ask questions in class, and you get an answer on spot.
Well, one of the benefits of having an active learning environment is that I actually spend a lot less time lecturing as a teacher. I'm able to focus the students to do more higher level thinking. So to do that, I actually have them actively engaged in problem solving from the moment they come in.
Inside of the active learning classrooms are several resources that inspire creativity and make sharing content, application, analysis, and evaluation of course concepts seamless.
Hi, I'm Professor Michael Anthony Thornton. I teach here at Florida A&M University in the biology department, and I've been here about 10 years. The thing I really love about teaching in the active learning classroom is it allows me to explore new strategies of teaching that fit my style of teaching. One of the primary things I notice is that the students are very engaged because they're always involved in activities. And I'm also more engaged because I have to interact with them constantly. And the other thing about it is that when we are going through the teaching process in the classroom, we're less focused on trying to reach certain quantitative levels of content knowledge and more focused on the quality of teaching.
Student seating is arranged around modular tables equipped with multiple computers. Professors can project digital content from a central podium to many screens around the classroom. Whiteboards allow students to display coursework.
When I first walked into the active learning classroom, I thought it was an interesting classroom setting. I had actually never been in a classroom setting like that before, but I thought that it was pretty obvious that it was based on student interaction and collaboration with each other from the circles and the computers and everything like that.
It was definitely different. I'd never seen a classroom with a bunch of circular tables and mats all around. And I definitely noticed how different it was from the average lecture hall. So I knew coming in it was going to be something different, but I had no idea that it was going to be this kind of setting.
I was kind of overwhelmed when I saw all the different computers and the whiteboards, and I just knew that it was going to set the tone for a very active classroom setting, and I was really excited because I feel like I need something else to supplement my learning other than just lecture.
At first, I was just a little, nervous, my first time coming into something so interactive, and I didn't know based from all the other classes I've ever taken, never been in that environment. So it was quite different, but it's awesome. Everyone is always smiling. Even though it's early in the morning, you still get that energy you need from interacting with people, and it's pretty cool.
A preliminary assessment shows positive trends in student performance for several science, technology, engineering, and mathematics courses taught taught in the active learning classrooms compared to the same courses taught in traditional classrooms.
Hello, I'm Dr. Desmond Stevens, and I'm a faculty member in the Department of Mathematics at Florida A&M University. A significant difference that I've seen between teaching in the active learning versus traditional classroom has been an increase in my students' grades. I've had the opportunity to teach linear algebra in both environments, and after implementing active learning strategies, my students' grades went up 30%. I think that's important because it shows a real connection between active learning strategies and academic performance in terms of student achievement.
Active learning classrooms are a proven model of campus interaction that supports the convergence of instruction, space, and technology. It is the social interaction between faculty and students that make these spaces unique.
So to convince one of my peers to try out the active learning, I definitely tell them it'd be something different, something that they won't be used to in the beginning, but that it'll eliminate the someone is talking to me for an hour and a half, and it'll kind of foster encourage active learning, like hands-on, like I'm going to do something with my time instead of someone teaching me something that I could read for myself.
I think I learn better in this classroom setting because it is very active. I get more one-on-one time with my professor. I get to go into more examples, and I really recommend this style over lecture-based classes. I feel like I have more control over my learning in the active learning classroom.
I feel like if more classes are as active as this, it will help a lot with school, just in maintaining more resources with other people, because if I have a question with something, I know a lot more students in my class here than any other class, just because of active learning and maintaining that relationship with your fellow classmates. Other classes don't offer that.
Very much more interactive in my other classrooms. You know, you have the traditional setting with the chairs lined up behind each other. I'm not really compelled to interact with my teacher or my classmates, so I think when I came in this classroom, it was easier for me to speak to my classmates and to get more information from them and just collaborate and be a group team. I rarely say anything in my other classrooms, but in this classroom you're kind of forced to interact. There's really no sitting back and being quiet. You need to interact with your teammates, because usually it's a team group. You're in the table, you're doing things together, you're learning together, so that's important.
The way my time here in this classroom relates back to the real world was this previous summer I had an internship at AT&T, and they are starting a new initiative called Workplace 2020, where they are developing their workspace similar to the active learning classrooms, where it's open space and collaborative work between everyone. There aren't any cubicles in anyone's closed office, just everyone works together.
Look at the benefits to the students, being able to get feedback, not having to wait till after they've completed an assignment or not been able to complete an assignment, being engaged in something. So from the moment they enter to the moment they leave, these students are engaged in, finding new information, analyzing new information. They're engaged in creating new knowledge out of what they have. So I would strongly encourage anyone who has some doubts about it to just take a look at the benefits to the students.
As a scientist, an educator, and an administrator, I have a responsibility to make sure that students are equipped with the critical thinking and the problem-solving abilities they need to attack the problems that society is going to present to them in the future.
Through active learning, we are enhancing our capacity to address the needs of traditionally underrepresented students who are interested in pursuing careers in STEM fields. It makes perfect sense that Florida A&M University is one of the leading HBCUs in the active learning movement, especially when it comes to improving STEM programs in higher education. Our reputation as the #1 institution of origin for African Americans who earn doctorate degrees in natural science and engineering makes FAMU an ideal university for this type of work. College professors who are looking for sustainable teaching solutions that deepen a student's conceptual understanding, and millennial students who desire more interactive learning experiences are finding common ground inside of the active learning classrooms at Florida A&M University.
The College of Science and Technology is active.
FAMU is active. Are you active? Get active.
The world is active. Florida A&M is active. Are you active? Get active.
The Innovative Academic Instruction Project is helping college educators and students like these future scientists and engineers excel in the classroom through active learning initiatives at Florida A&M University. Inside our active learning classrooms are unparalleled opportunities to connect, collaborate, and communicate on a deeper academic level. We encourage you to get involved. Let us show you how active learning can work for you. FAMU is active.
We're active. Are you active? Get active.